So better to close other things. Okay. So guys, is a one of the primary memory, but not a main memory. Main memory is RAM. So ROM is actually a chip, guys. Anything is a chipset, but ROM is directly a chip. Read-only memory. Once it is got programmed, it is programmed and it cannot be rewritten. Okay, we can't change the content in the RAM. Okay, so the ROM, that is a read-only memory. Okay, next one is in a ROM, read-only memory. So if I got a empty chip, if I can able to program it, so manufacturer of ROM is already program. He put a program inside that is a permanent ROM. Okay, read-only memory. But he created a empty chip, so I can able to program it. That is programmable read-only memory (PROM). Okay, but once programmed, you cannot change. If you do mistake, it is a mistake. You have to throw ROM away. Okay, so you put a ROM into trash. Nothing. You have to destroy chip completely because you cannot erase the program. So you want to erase the program, but you cannot reprogram it, but you can remove the program inside. That is electrically, so sorry, erasable programmable read-only memory. But another one is EPROM, that is a EEPROM, EPROM, electrically erasable programmable memory. These ROM chips are rewritable, means you can program it. Okay, after some time, maybe you want to reprogram it, you can do that one. That is a your ROM chip. In our computer, on your motherboard or anywhere, you can't see the ROM chips because of ROM chips are called as a BIOS chips. BIOS. Inside your ROM, there is a program called BIOS. Exactly say inside your ROM, there is a program called Firmware, that is nothing but our BIOS or UEFI. Okay, inside of ROM chip, okay, inside of ROM chip, there is a program called firmware. Okay, so we have two firmwares. One is BIOS. Next version of BIOS is UEFI, Unified Extensible Firmware Interface. Okay, so instead of this ROM chips or EPROM chips, you can put EPROM chip. There is a program called the firmware. Okay, the firmware here in our computer, it can be BIOS or UEFI. BIOS and UEFI are firmwares inside your BIOS chip. Sorry, in your ROM chip, it is nothing but a right. Yeah, so it is useful like this, guys. BIOS, basic input output system. UEFI, unified extensible firmware interface. BIOS helps your system to boot. Helps your system to boot. It performs post operations. Of course, that some hypothetical things are there. Power on self test. BIOS recognize the hardware devices. When you power on your system, Your BIOS chip is try to recognize the devices are connected on the motherboard or connected to motherboard like CPU, RAM, hard disk, CD-ROM, like that. So it will recognize the devices those who are on the motherboard and as well as connected to motherboard. Locates and loads operating system. Locates and loads operating system. So BIOS will tell you where is the operating system. BIOS will tell you where is the operating. Where is the operating system? BIOS will tell you where is the your operating system. Okay, and it helps your operating system to access your hardware devices. It helps your operating system to access your hardware devices. How? BIOS having information about on motherboard or to connected to motherboard those devices information. Okay, so it will tell to operating system this is the device, this is the location of the device, so how to access the device, so that will help by your BIOS. Okay guys, again inside your ROM, so forget about it, so that's the not point. It is BIOS or UEFI. It is help your system to boot and performs post operations. It recognizes your hardware devices. It locates and load your operating system. It locates and load the operating system. It helps operating system to access hardware devices. BIOS next version is UEFI, Unified Extensible Firmware Interface. Currently, if you are buying new laptop or desktop, any motherboard contains UEFI based chipset. In middle, we have a BIOS cum UEFI type. Earlier, we have a BIOS, then BIOS cum UEFI. Now it is UEFI. Okay. So these BIOS chips are manufactured by different companies like a AMIBIOS, Edward BIOS, Phoenix BIOS, HP BIOS, Dell BIOS, like that. This is about a firmware or firmware kind of stuff. So then you can read it. Of course, when BIOS comes into the picture, we have to discuss about a boot processing because of BIOS help you to boot your system. Booting your system, those steps, nothing but a booting your system only. Means first is a post operation. Second is a finding out where is your bootable drive through MBR record. Find out where is a bootloader, and loading operating system, then log into your system. So this is a boot processing. So in a main part of boot processing, like a post operations, hardware recognitions, location of operating systems, these three things done by your BIOS only. With BIOS help only, we can able to do it. But boot processing I will tell separately. Guys, our BIOS is also a kind of software, right? It is a kind of software or a program. So we can go to this BIOS settings. So then we can manage our hardware. We can control our hardware related kind of stuff. So we'll see how to do it. This is here by how to go to BIOS settings. How to go to BIOS settings. When you press the power button, first power on your system, press the power button. So on the screen, you may see the BIOS key. On my screen, you can go BIOS key to go to BIOS setup. So if you know the BIOS key, press the BIOS key. So generally, earlier days, direct BIOS key is Dell. Later, different BIOS keys are there. On keyboard, you can press the delete button or a F1, F2, F12 like that. So you can press the delete button. Dell means delete button. Some people think Dell means it is a company. Even that is also stupid, guys. DEL. Dell is DELL. Okay. So Dell means it's a delete button on your keyboard. So some computers are F2, some are F10, some are F12. To know which one is your BIOS key, to know your what is your BIOS key, how to know? Simple, guys. When you power on your system on your screen, it will tell you what is your BIOS key. Sometimes may not. Okay, no guarantee in it. Okay. Like this. Okay. So when you power on your system, you can see what is your BIOS setup. Mm. Okay. You can go to your BIOS settings. So you can use it to, like here it is showing F2, like press the power button and press the F2, then you will go to BIOS settings. In BIOS settings, you can change date and time. You can set passwords. You can get a system configurations. Okay. And you can change some hardware features like a virtualization technology type. You can change the boot priorities. Then you can say exit. The setting password is related to BIOS, means your hardware related, guys. It is not related to your operating system. Some people believe if you forget your password, if you remove the BIOS battery and insert it back, so password will be removed. Of course, that is also correct. But point is, the point is that password clears your BIOS password. That you can do the settings in your BIOS settings. Okay, you can do certain settings in your BIOS. Thing is, you can do certain settings in your system. Thing is, someone can able to change it, right? So what you will do to protect from others to not change your settings, what you will do? Better keep the password. Normally not required for your personal systems. It is not really required in institutions, organizations. So if anyone will try to change the BIOS settings, better to protect. So they will use this kind of techniques. Okay, it's not good, but till we need to see. Guys, see it is. I went to the BIOS settings. Both are different companies. I gathered all pictures, most of the pictures from Google only. Okay, see it is date and time. You can fix the date and time from here, and also you can see your system configuration. You can see this is the i7 4500U model, 1.8 gigahertz CPU. It is 4 MB L3 cache memory, 4 MB L3 cache memory, fixed hard disk, fixed hard disk, 1 terabyte of hard disk. Next one is there is a DVD writer inside. Total memory is 8 GB RAM, 1600 megahertz means it is a DDR3 RAM. See, I got system configuration. How my BIOS knows my system configuration? So when I turn on my system, BIOS will try to recognize my CPU, RAM, hard disk, CD-RAM. So it will gather all the information is stored here. Okay, and my date and time will run. Once you configure date and time, so it will keep running. And your system, your operating system will get a date and time by default from here only. From here. Okay. Next. I said you can check the system configuration, date and time. You can change system certain features. Okay. Example, you can change Intel virtualization technologies. Okay, you can change virtualization technology or maybe multi-processing kind of stuff. You can increase your CPU, number of CPUs working at a time, numlock turn on or off. There is a several settings, advanced settings are there, so you can check it. Guys, I told how to go to BIOS settings like this. One more is there. That is a UEFI settings screen. That's a 3-4 steps part. I'm not doing now, so yeah, I can do it. So yeah, I can do it. I'll just tell you, I don't give any screenshot to you guys. So this is my settings. In the settings, go to update and security. Go to update and security. In settings, go to update and security. Go to recovery. Go to recovery. In recovery, you can find advanced startup, restart now. Advanced startup, restart now. Click restart now. So system will be restarted and you will get the screen like this. Continue, turn off, use a device, troubleshoot. Go to troubleshoot. Go to troubleshoot. Once you go to troubleshoot, you will get this kind of options. Go to advanced options. In advanced options, you can find UEFI firmware settings. UEFI firmware settings. UEFI firmware settings. Okay. If you click it, for example, your latest laptop, so obviously it will show UEFI settings. Click on it, so you will go to the BIOS settings. UEFI or BIOS settings, whatever it is, it shows UEFI settings. Okay, like that you can go to your BIOS settings. Once you go to the BIOS settings, the screen may shows like this or different. It depends upon BIOS manufacturer or UEFI manufacturers. The screens are different. I am giving general screens. You can set a password, like you want to protect your BIOS settings from unauthorized users. So you can able to use this. Okay, so here it is. You can do settings. See, advanced security, user password, supervisory password. Next one, boot process. Guys, this is a boot priority. Boot priority means I power on my system. My system has to load operating system, right? Where is an operating system? Maybe it is in hard disk, maybe it is in a CD-RAM, maybe it is in pen drive, maybe it should load from the network. But how system knows from where it should be load, and where is an operating system and from where it should be load. What is their priority, from where I have to start checking. So you can change this boot priority as per your requirement. Okay, so this is one priority, guys, one kind of priority. First is CD-RAM. Like what I will do, my system will check is any CD or DVD OS related is inserted. Bootable CD or DVD is inserted in CD-RAM. If it is there, load it. OS load from there. Otherwise, check the next. What is the next one? Removable device. For example, if I connect my pen drive with operating system, pen drive contains a operating system, bootable pen drive. I connect a bootable pen drive, I turn on my PC, and first it will check in a CD-RAM. CD-RAM does not contain any operating system. Then it will check in the pen drive. It will load operating system from the pen drive. Next option. Next one. In generally, where is our operating system located? Generally, it is in hard disk, right? It is in hard disk. So I power on my system. System will try to check OS from CD-RAM. It is not there, and it is also check any your removable device like a pen drive is with operating system. Nothing is connected, and go to hard disk. Hard disk contain OS. Load it. If your hard disk also not having operating system, or your hard disk operating system is corrupted, or hard disk is corrupted, in any case, okay, so CD-RAM does not contain OS, pen drive does not having OS, hard disk is corrupted, or fresh disk or hard disk is corrupted, operating system is corrupted, in which case it will go for fourth one. It try to load operating system from network. In case of I have a network booting kind of configuration is there in my organization, it will load from the network. Okay, so guys, this is the boot priority. If in case you change the boot priority order, for example, first one is removable device. Second one is your hard disk. Third one is network. Fourth one is CD or DVD. I change the order. So first when I power on the system, so your BIOS will tell to our system that try to load OS from removable device. Any pen drive is connected with OS. No. Then it will try to load from your hard disk. Hard disk contains a OS. Load it. No. Then try from network. Any network contains an operating system. It will try. Nothing is found. Then try to load from CD DVD. So always it will go with the priority. First check this one. It is not there. Then check it. It is not there. Check it like that. If it is there, load it. If it is not there, then go for next. Guys, this is the boot priority. Understand boot priority. It is useful in a booting, in a boot processing explanation. Okay, guys, understand boot priorities, system configurations.
Yes, sir.
I think I have done all the screens. So this is the your BIOS settings. Okay, so how to go to BIOS settings? So either when you turn on your PC, that time it will shows the BIOS key, or if you already know the BIOS key based on your company or BIOS means the BIOS chip company, or maybe your laptop or desktop manufacturing company, you can search in Google, you will find what is your BIOS key. Try your BIOS key to get inside a BIOS settings, one option. Second option is, guys, your system is already open, so go to, if it is a Windows 10 or Windows 11, go to settings, update and security, recovery, advanced options, restart now. Then it will shows continue, troubleshoot kind of stuff. System will be restarted, continue and troubleshoot. Click on troubleshoot. There you will find a UEFI setting, firmware settings. Click on it, you will go to BIOS setting. What are the BIOS settings I showed, guys? That is, most of the screens are from Phoenix BIOS only. Depends upon the BIOS manufacturer system. So motherboard. So BIOS settings can be shown in different way. UEFI or BIOS settings. Anything. This is how to go to BIOS settings, but once you enter, it may show sometimes like this. Very colorful with mouse support. Normal BIOS does not give you any mouse support, but few BIOS will give you mouse support. See, these are all different BIOS kind of stuff, but there are no mouse support, only keyboard support only. Okay, some are mouse support. Okay, like graphically good looking kind of stuff is there, where it is like this. So this kind of stuff is, you can get everything is more clear. This is completely wrong information. BIOS UEFI you can't show like that, but still somewhat difference is there. Okay, you can't judge based on this. So, legacy means BIOS. Sometimes you have a mixture is there, like your BIOS means your ROM chip is both BIOS program is there, UEFI is there. You want UEFI, you can change it also. In BIOS settings, you can change it to UEFI or you can change it to legacy. So depends upon what kind of booting you want it. Some BIOS will shows like this, some are shows like this. It does not mean this is BIOS, this is UEFI. Depends upon the manufacturer program loading. Both are different. Okay, so this is the point. Guys, I am changing the settings. For example, I am trying to say what I have done. So I am doing certain settings, right, in my BIOS. Okay, what I am doing, I am changing some settings in the BIOS. I am giving password to my BIOS. I am giving password to my BIOS and date and time are there, right? This data means date and time, passwords, and what are the configuration you are doing, that stores in your BIOS chip only. It means it is your ROM chip only. Means it is stores in your ROM chip only. Next one. Okay, this data. So this data, date and time, BIOS passwords, and what are your settings are temporary data. Are temporary data. This data is a temporary data. It means like a volatile type of data it is. What is meant by volatile type of data means?
It will erase.
Very good. It will be erased when system is off. You power on your system, so power supply is cut to your BIOS chip, then data is gone. Your date and time in the BIOS, your settings, your passwords, everything will be clear. So what to do? Because when you start your PC, automatically date and time is updated like a Friday holiday. So I shut down my PC and Monday open. So it will show Friday date only. Otherwise, it will go to factory default kind of stuff. When power supply is not giving to your BIOS chip, okay, it is stopped. You turn off your PC, the date and time, settings, passwords, everything is reset back to factory default. Back to factory default. So how to protect this data? How to keep this data alive? So we are using a battery. This battery is a lithium battery. This battery is a lithium battery. It is a 3 volts lithium battery. Remember guys, it is a 3 volts lithium battery. This battery we are calling as a CMOS battery or BIOS battery. CMOS battery or BIOS battery. We are calling as a CMOS battery or a BIOS battery. The battery actually it is made up of lithium. You know, lithium ion, lithium cadmium kind of stuff. The battery is made up of lithium. What is the use of this battery, guys? This give power supply. This battery is giving continuous power supply to your BIOS chip. So then even you shut down your PC, your BIOS chip is still getting a power supply. Okay, your BIOS chip is still getting a power supply from your BIOS battery. Okay, so what is the use? It runs your date and time. It keeps your BIOS passwords, BIOS settings will be same. So it will not be go to factory default. Okay, lot of people think CMOS battery. So a lot of people think the battery is manufactured with the CMOS technology. A lot of people think the battery is manufactured by the CMOS technology. Originally, no. Okay. The CMOS is a technology used to manufacture by your chips, means your CPU, your RAM, your hard, okay, CPU, RAM, BIOS. These are all manufactured with a CMOS technology. CMOS is a technology which is used to build your integrated circuit kind of stuff. Okay, CMOS is a kind of technology. CMOS, complementary metal oxide semiconductor. Up to that one good, but there is an extension is there. Field effective transistor. So CMOS is a transistor technology, which is we are using to build a chips, microchips, your CPU, your RAM, your BIOS, your North Bridge, South Bridge, all are belongs to CMOS technology. Only there are built based on a CMOS technology. That is a transistor technology which you are creating these chips from CMOS technology. Okay, it is a combination of NMOS and CMOS transistors. Even CMOS is also not single component. It's a combination of NMOS and CMOS. Okay, guys, again remember the battery is a lithium battery, 3 volts battery. It will give power supply to your BIOS chip, and BIOS is manufactured by CMOS technology. That's why we call that one as a CMOS battery. So why it is need a power supply? Because of the CMOS contains information that is temporarily. Okay, that's the BIOS settings, BIOS passwords, date and time are temporary data. When you shut down your PC, the data will be gone. So to keep running this date and time, to keep the data alive, so we need a CMOS battery. Okay, which is nothing but a lithium battery. Guys, if someone send a message, and I can't able. This is loading messages very slowly. Okay, guys, if you got a CMOS checksum error when you start your PC, and you got this CMOS checksum error on your screen. Okay, so what is the meaning? It is either you or someone remove the battery and reinsert the battery and leave like that. So next time you start your PC, you will get a CMOS checksum error, CMOS bat, because of the current running date and time will be clear and settings will go to the previous factory default. So you will get a this CMOS checksum error. First time you have seen what to do, press F1, it is showing, press F1, go to BIOS settings, change your settings, your date and time and other settings. You have to do save settings, press F10 to save and exit, okay, run. Now today work completed, you shut down the PC, tomorrow again you are getting this issue. Every day you are getting this CMOS checksum error, means your battery, CMOS battery is gone. The CMOS battery is CMOS battery, which is not having enough of power. So what to do? Change the battery. So usually it is a 10 rupees battery it is. So go and buy a new battery. Okay, and insert a battery, configure, so you won't get a problem. You know, few years back, means almost like 4 years back, 3 years back, in Pune office we have old system, we got some old systems. What happened, the lot of systems 5 years back, lot systems, it is battery is almost dry, not even a 5 years, it is a first or a second, almost first generation of i5 processors. There are i5 processors, but first generation. Okay, so some are i3 processors, some are i5 first generation. So what we done? So then we buy one sheet of BIOS batteries, and which one is having this same repeated problem every day. So we inserted it. Okay, this is CMOS. I try to manage the pages. If second page means again it is bigger. Okay guys, understand up to here?
Yes, sir.
So we'll continue because already 5:26. If I give a break, I told 10 minutes, but I will make it 15 or 20 minutes. Then 6 will be happens. Okay. So we'll complete this motherboard. Okay. And back panel of motherboard, your SMPS up to this. Okay. There is a storage related, the storage related hard disk, SSD, hard disk and SSD, MBR, GPT, okay, partitioning plus your boot processing. Tomorrow we'll continue that part. Okay, so I can speed up, but I decide whatever time you're taking. But if you understand, that is important. Not only understanding, guys, if you understand or not, very important one is you have to read it, at least check once. You have a document, if you are lost this link, put it in a group, I will share the link again. Okay, share the link again. So we can go through this. Okay. I don't know you guys are daily reading or not. Even for hardware also, there is a power set animated videos, or also it will show how it is look like, how it is communicate, kind of stuff. Even for a motherboard also, there is a good video is there. Please check it. Motherboard is a main circuit board. All of your computer devices, either it is a CPU, RAM, hard disk, or your graphic card, a LAN card, everything is connected to your motherboard only. Your hard disk is connected to motherboard, either directly on motherboard or maybe to the motherboard it is connected. Your keyboard, mouse, these are also will connected to your motherboard only. So motherboard, so all your computer devices connected to your motherboard either directly or indirectly. Okay, so the motherboard having different components on it. Processor slot, RAM slot, PS by no, what we can say, yeah, of course PS by 2 is there. Okay, so processor slots or sockets, memory slots like RAM slots, expansion slots, IO ports, okay, or maybe a chipsets, SATA or IDE, PATA kind of connectors, floppy disk drives. Now we are not using this one. Okay, CMOS battery and power supply connectors, heat sinks, front panel connectors, like this. So many things on your motherboard. Guys, remember all the components of your computer will connect either directly or indirectly to your system. This is one of the old motherboard. This is a kind of old motherboard it is. Okay. So we can clearly see what are the components on this motherboard because it's a colorful. You can clearly see. A new kind of motherboard are completely black kind of stuff. See, this is CPU socket. This is north bridge, which make a communication between, which controls the communication between RAM and processor. This is a RAM slots, and this is the south bridge. South bridge will take care, control the communication between RAM and other peripherals. See, this is a orange, green one. The green one is AGB slot, like a graphics card. The white bars you are seeing, that is PCA slots. Like you want to insert a new LAN card, then we can insert here. Okay. CMOS battery is there. Somewhere CMOS chipset is also there. Okay, this is other chipsets. This is 20 pin ATX connector. So this is a IDE connector. IDE connector means SATA type of hard disk that I will show you tomorrow. SATA hard disk, SATA hard disk kind of stuff. Okay, so these are the back panel connectors. Okay, back panel connector also. For this one, I have a picture. This is a motherboard back panel connector. Okay, this is the back panel connector. So it is PS by 2 connector. So earlier time keyboard and mouse we are connecting to this PS by 2 connectors. This is parallel port. Olden days we use a printer, that is a parallel port connector printers we are using, and different purposes. VGA port is a display purpose. Display like a normal monitors, projectors, we can connect it to this. COM port, communication port, serial port, RS-232, all are same COM ports only. It is a 9-pin DB connector. This is 25-pin DB connector. This is 15-pin connector. Okay, 15 means VGA monitor, 9 pins, male connector, that is like pins are there, not holes. You can see pins are there. It is a serial port. So you can see 25 holes, 25 pin connector. It is a parallel port. This is RJ45 LAN connectors, USB connectors, and audio video connectors. You can see this is the RAM slots. You can easily understand how the RAM slots look like. So these are the RAM slots. You can insert a RAM in this RAM slots also. Okay. These connectors, actually the RAM slot should be upper, but I given these RAM slots are now. Actually, that should be here. Otherwise, if you leave it also, no problem. Back panel connectors. Okay, there are different type of connectors are there. Some are you may not seen in nowadays also. Of course, guys, in the middle layer part of a systems, they remove this connectivity kind of stuff. The later now we are getting this PS/2 part also. Okay, enhanced model. So this is the PS/2. This is VGA. What is USB? Universal Serial Bus. Don't worry. Some people also they don't tell that answer. Okay. So maybe they're feeling shy. Okay. This is your VGA port. Okay. Serial port, once upon a time, they use a certain kind of modem kind of stuff they use for it. So later, different purpose. It's like a communication port. LAN port, you know, this is called RJ45 LAN port or Ethernet port we are using to connect your RJ45 connectors for network purpose. Okay, this is your motherboard back panel connector. Guys, this is new type. So like I kept something in Amazon, but I missed it. I think I closed that one only. No problem. So here it is like this. Any suggestible motherboard? Yeah, this is good motherboard. It contains dual kind of stuff, very less cost compared to my motherboard. Okay, see, this is the very good look of motherboard, guys. See, it is my CPU. So why should we take this one? This is a CPU socket where you put a CPU. These bars are RAM Okay, I already told everything is in black in color. This is SMPS to motherboard ATX connector, 24 pin connector. And this is 8 pin additional power supply for mainly for CPU separate power supply. This is for entire motherboard. This is for mainly for CPU type. Okay, 8 pin connector from SMP. This is CMOS battery and this is your CMOS chip. This is for your graphics card, and this one you can see this one and this one are your SSD M.2 type of SSD connector. Two you can able to connect here. These are the hard disk SATA pin connectors. Front panel connectors are there, and this is PCIe connector. Okay, PCI bigger, PCIe smaller. These are the back panel connectors and some other connectors. CPU fan connectivity is also. Like this you can see another closer look. Straight one. Okay, 8 pin power connector. So this is 8 pin onboard PMW DC fan connector. Okay, fan connector, CPU fan and as well as a cabinet fan connector. These are the RAM slots. These are the RAM slots. This is ATX 24 pin connector. Okay, and this is these four are a SATA connectors. This is a PCIe and this is a graphics card. So if you want it, you can copy it. Try to paste it. It is came. Really good. Okay. For same thing, I am going for a back panel. Yeah, this is good. This is a good, right? You don't need to take back panel canvas. This is a good picture actually instead of that one. Take copy this image, paste this image, delete this image, keep this image. Oh, very good. Take it. So it will comes with both back panel, front panel. So maybe if in future you want it, then you can look at in a zoom in manner. Okay, so already I showed how this kind of stuff are look like. Guys, are you okay with motherboard?
Yes, sir.
Very good. The next topic is SMPS. Once I complete SMPS, mostly I will try to stop because it's not because of anything. That is enough. At least if you study these things, so tomorrow we'll continue with other one. What is SMPS? Switch mode power supply. We are getting a power supply. Main power supply is 220 volts. Okay, your main power supply. This is my mains socket. Main socket is there now where we are connecting. This is 220 volts, 50 hertz AC power supply. So actually you should write like this. You have to write 220 volts to 230 volts AC 50 Hz frequency power supply. But our mobile phones, laptops, desktops are all electronic devices, not electrical devices. There are electronic devices, including your TVs. Also, electronic devices. What they wanted, this is AC supply, and they wanted DC supply. This SMPS or regulated power supplies converts AC to DC. And we are using SMPS, not a regulated power supply. We are using SMPS. Why? Because of computer need not only one single DC, multiple DCs are required, like a plus 12 volts, minus 12 volts, plus 5 volts, plus 3.3 volts. Different voltages we required. So we are using SMPS to convert like this. Okay, so there is a lot of features of SMPS is there, but this is not part of your class, right? Okay, you have a different type of SMPS we get into the market, that is AT and ATX. AT type of power supply we used in earlier days, but now we are using ATX type of power supply. Earlier days we used ATX, that is also 20 pin only. But now we are using 24 pin ATX plus additional 4 or 8 pin or 6 pin connector. Okay, this is one of the picture, that is your ATX power supply connector. Okay, this is our how it is SMPS. Here it will go main power supply. We'll get the connectivity from here. So you want to connect to where the power supply goes from SMPS. Where the power supply goes from SMPS. SMPS directly connected to your motherboard, that is 124 pin connector plus that is 4 or 6 or 8 pin connector is there. It depends upon your motherboard and SMPS. Next it will go to your hard disk. Okay. SATA SSDs if you are having. If you are using CD or a DVD kind of stuff, direct power supply. Sometimes we will give a power supply to your graphics card. Okay. Sometimes we will give AGP. It is completely optional. Okay. These are the different earlier we have a floppy disk connector. Now floppy disk is removed. That's why I didn't return. This is motherboard connector. This is CPU purpose 4 or 4 plus 4, 4 plus 2 kind of stuff. Floppy disk, PCIe. That's why I said AGP. PCI or a PCIe kind of stuff may need a power supply. This is for a PATA hard disk or a SATA hard disk. This is a PATA hard disk purpose or CD-RAM. This is SATA hard disk or SATA CD-RAM. This type of power supply. Okay, this is also same. Okay, guys, again, what is SMPS? SMPS converts your main power supply 220 volts, 50 Hz AC voltage to different DC voltages. 10 minutes purpose.
10 minutes. Huh?
Yes, sir. Still. Okay, so this is just a picture to understand. Here 24 pin SMPS. Everything is color coded to understand what type of voltage it can able to put. Because every SMPS has a wattage rating, 400 watts, 500 watts. Depends upon your computer. You have to take what wattage you have got required. Okay, this is your SMPS. Okay, so these are the main things we are completed. Okay, next one is storage is left over. 10 minutes I will tell the storages, this part only, but tomorrow I will start freshly about hard disk because these are a small storages. Just I need a 5-10 minutes only. Guys, are you okay up to now?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Secondary storage devices. What is the secondary storage devices? Primary storage devices are RAM and ROM. Main memory is RAM. Secondary storage devices are actually which stores your operating system or an applications or a data into that device, and which is even if you don't connect a power, still data will be there in the devices. In that one, we have a magnetic type and optical type is also there. Few things I will tell guys. Hard disk, anyway, I will explain tomorrow how hard disk is there, and hard disk just for a part, okay? Because not only hard disk now, SSDs also came into market. Hard disk. So there is a different interfaces, SATA or PATA or a SATA interface hard disk. Of course, currently we are using SATA hard disk. Okay. In SSDs also come into the picture. That is not a non-magnetic. It's not magnetic type. It is a NAND memory. Okay. SSD is not magnetic. It is a NAND memory. Simple, a quick view only I'm trying to give, and it will give two interfaces. SATA interface, NV, ME, M.2 interface SSDs are there. Okay. This is small point, and floppy disk, which is disconnected because of, what is the highest storage is 4.44 MB data storage. Okay, this is how floppy disk are look like this. Data stores in this magnetic disk. Okay, it will be read and write by the disk drive like this. Okay, but it holds only maximum of 1.44 MB data. Different type of floppy disk. In olden days we boot system with a floppy disk, not hard disk also. It does not contain any hard disk. We boot a system with floppy disk. We install operating system like Windows 98, 97. That time also there is a floppy disk only. Starting floppy disk. Device drivers also will load with the floppy disk. I put my diploma project into the floppy disk. Okay, and another still using is there, but this is a zip drive. First I will tell because this is also disconnected. So, and sir, అక్కడ వచ్చేస్తాను. Okay, zip drives are variable size. It is like a floppy, yes, but bigger size, like 100 MB. Bigger size not means not a GB things. Okay, it is a floppy disk. Hard disk we are using, SATA we are not using. Tape drives. Tape drives are also a magnetic type. This is two names are there, DDS or DAT, digital data storage. These tape drives still we are using DDS, that kind of storage guys. It's like a cassettes. You know, olden days we have a audio cassettes. Similarly, it is a cassettes only. Different cartridges are there guys. Different size of cartridges. Still, people are using this thing not for a home purposes, but it is enterprise backup purposes. Cheaper backup solution. Okay, even CC cam data also we can store in a tape drives for cheaper solutions. But it is a sequential memory, like you take a backup, something else goes bad, you connect your cassettes and you have to restore from starting to ending or ending to starting, you have to restore it. Okay, that is the tape drives. But it is cheaper because failure is not always occurs, right? But for safekeeping, we are taking backup. Even it is a cheaper than normal hard disk, additional hard disk storage. Yeah, next type is optical drives. So just I'm giving not much information. So CD-ROMs are came into market, then still floppy disk are so important. Why? Because of floppy disk are easy to move from one place and floppy disk are cheaper. 15 rupees floppy disk, but storage is 1.44. Even nowadays, if you use a floppy disk, you can't put a one single photo inside. Okay, but floppy disk are very smaller. But CD-ROM into came into market, but still there is a problem because every system does not have a CD writer. Floppy disk drive, it reads and writes, but CD-ROM means only reader is there or read and write devices, either read and write or a reader. If you have a reader, you can read it, you can't write it. DVD. When DVD came into market, DVD almost like a DVD writers also came into, along with the DVD, not only readers, also it is DVD writers, CD writers become, okay. So it become more popular than popular to use. Why? Because that time CDs and DVDs become more popular because you have a DVD drive means it is DVD writer plus CD, and there is some conditions also there, but I'm not typing that one. So this is enough information. It is a one DVD ROM size is 4.7, but if it is a dual layer, it is 8 or 8.5, not confirmation, but this is a dual layer, but 4.7 is normal. Next one is Blu-ray. Blu-ray is a 25 GB, and double layer is 50 GB. People are not using this Blu-ray and DVD, CD-ROM or floppy disk nowadays. Why? Because of pen drives came into handy. If more data is there, better to store in external hard disk. Okay, like this. Okay, so guys, these are the different devices and how it is look like. And we are storing operating system applications data into different devices. We have internal hard disk, SATA and PATA hard disk is there. Okay, and SSDs, which is NAND memory type, NVMe or M.2 type of things. To store data externally, you can use USB drives, USB external hard disk. Next one is eMMC. In generally, E is not capital, E is a small letter. like this. This is the eMMC. It's not a, it's a memory card, of course, which is your mobile. It's the internal memory of your mobile phones, tablets, mini laptops. Okay, your mobile phones. You know, you buy a mobile and it is showing 4 GB RAM, 64 GB internal memory. What is 64 GB internal memory? That is eMMC, which is a chip which is easily built on your motherboard, mobile phone motherboard. Even there is a mini laptops. You can go through mini laptops in Amazon. There you can find a laptop with a built-in 64 GB, 128 GB, and some are SSDs, some are not SSD. If you clearly see, it is eMMC. And there is a big mistakes we learn, that is, you buy a mobile, RAM is 4 GB and ROM is 32 GB or 64 GB. They said ROM. It is not ROM, guys. ROM is just they use a word ROM to tell internal memory, because they use a RAM word for this one, random access memory for this one, but ROM they are using very simple like a permanent memory type. Opposite to RAM, volatile, non-volatile. Because of non-volatile, and they put a ROM, but this is not a ROM. This is eMMC chip. Data stores in the eMMC chip. It is not a ROM. ROM is different, RAM is different, eMMC is a different kind of stuff. Okay. Okay. Sometimes you will get it, but cheaper you will find. Sure. Yeah. See, it is some tablet come 2-in-1 laptop from IdeaPad, Intel Celeron processor, 10-inch 4020 model. It is 128 GB eMMC memory, Windows 10, 20,000. Okay. So we are going to discuss on Monday about a hard disk and SSDs and remaining things. This is for today. That's it. Okay, guys.
Okay, sir.
Sir,
Okay,
Okay.
sir.
sir, how many topics are left, sir?
Operating system, of course, hard disk, boot processing, operating system, Outlook, VPN, and one or two things. That's it.
Okay, thank you.
So,
You tell me.
yes, sir. Sir, after complete of the course, sir, of this, the